Have you ever asked yourself how you can find your soul plan? You search outside yourself, you read books, you take courses, and still you feel as if you keep missing the one important piece of the puzzle. The truth is, you do not have to search for your soul plan. It is searching for you. Your soul is trying to show you the way all the time. Not through one big dramatic event, but through quiet, subtle signs in your everyday life. Signs that you may simply overlook in the middle of all the noise. And if you feel stuck, or if you feel that there is so much more inside of you, then you are in the right place. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia Soyadaya Krupp. I'm a spiritual medium, a healer, a Vedic astrologer, a messenger of the spiritual world. For many, many years, I have worked at a very special point where two worlds come together. I read in the birth chart what your soul has planned for this lifetime, and at the same time, as a medium, I receive messages from the spiritual world. Through this combination, I have already helped many, many people not only understand their soul plan, but finally begin to live it. And today, I will show you 5 clear signs that your soul is trying with all its power to show you your soul plan. Stay with me until the 5th sign, because most people completely misunderstand it. And yet, your whole life may depend on it. Let us begin with the first sign. Sign number 1, a deep longing you cannot explain. Maybe you know this feeling. There has to be more than simply functioning, more than doing the same tasks every day, more than living a life that looks completely fine from the outside, but still does not feel like your life on the inside. I have known this feeling since I was a child. Even as a little girl, I asked myself, why am I here? What is my purpose? And what is meant to come into this world through me? Maybe you have a secure job, a stable life, and no obvious reason to be unhappy. And still, this desire keeps returning to do something completely different, to work with people, to heal, to be creative, to build something of your own, or to finally live something that truly feels like you. Sometimes this longing even appears in your dreams. You see yourself living a different life in another place, doing something that makes you feel powerful, alive, and completely in the right place. And when you wake up, something of that feeling stays with you. Almost like a memory of a life you already know, but you're not yet living. Maybe there's also a certain place, a country, or a way of life that has stayed in your mind for many, many years. Not because you simply want to go there on holiday, but because something inside you reacts when you see pictures of it. You get goosebumps. You suddenly feel sad, or you feel this deep, hard to explain knowing. There is something there for me. A part of me belongs there. In my work as a psychic medium, I see this again and again. This longing is an important sign. It is the voice of your soul, which already knows what experience wants to be lived in this lifetime. Your mind may not know the way yet, but your soul knows the direction. And that is exactly why this longing does not disappear. You can push it away. You can tell yourself that you have to be sensible, You can stay for many more years in a life that works on the outside. But this inner call will keep returning, not because you are ungrateful, but because a part of you knows, I have not yet arrived where I'm truly meant to be. This deep longing can be one of the first signs that your soul wants to show you your soul plan. Sign number 2. You keep returning to the same themes. Maybe there's something you have been interested in for years that simply does not let you go. Healing, spirituality, astrology, animals, consciousness, writing, teaching, or the question of how you can support other people on their path. For a while, you put this subject aside. You focus on everyday life, on your job, on what feels sensible and safe. But sooner or later it returns. A book comes into your hands. You hear a certain sentence. You meet someone, or you suddenly come across a course, a video, or a subject, and you feel it again. This belongs to me. As a Vedic astrologer, I can tell you, this is rarely a coincidence. In the birth chart, you can often see these soul themes very clearly. They are already written into you before you are born, like a map of your dharma, your true life purpose. What has been calling you again and again for years is often the exact path your soul has created for this lifetime. For example, I first became interested in astrology when I was around 20, but it was Western astrology and I never truly understood it. And then, when I was around 50, I watched a video about Vedic astrology for the first time, and something immediately clicked. And then I knew this is it. Something that my soul wants to experience, and I have to go deeper. Maybe even as a child, you are interested in things that nobody around you could understand. You sensed animals differently. You immediately felt the energy in a room. You wanted to know what happens after death. And back then, you may have learned not to take this side of yourself seriously. Maybe people told you that you were too sensitive, too dreamy, too intense, or that you should focus on something more real. And so you began to push away what had always been a natural part of you. But what belongs to your soul plan does not disappear. It waits, sometimes quietly, sometimes for many years, until you are ready to look at it again. Maybe you also notice that life keeps bringing you people who awaken this exact theme in you. People tell you their deepest problems, even though you never asked. They feel understood by you. They may even say, I can talk to you about things I cannot talk about with anyone else. When a theme keeps returning to you for many years, it's not just a hobby. Your soul may be showing you there is a gift here that wants to be lived. Because what truly belongs to your soul plan does not call you only once, it keeps calling you until you finally answer. Sign number 3. Your natural gifts become more and more visible. Very often, you look for your soul plan too far away from yourself. You believe you first have to learn something special, receive a great vision, or know exactly what kind of work you are meant to do. But very often, your soul plan is already showing itself through the things that come naturally to you. People keep coming to you when they do not know what to do. They tell you things they would never tell anyone else. And often you find exactly the words that help them understand something within themselves. Maybe you quickly sense what is really behind someone's behavior. You notice when a person says one thing but feels something completely different. You sense tension before anyone has even spoken. For you, this may feel so normal that you do not even see it as a gift. And that is exactly the point. When I connect with the spiritual world for people, I receive the same message again and again. The gift you are looking for is already part of your life. You simply think it is normal. What feels easy and natural to you may be exactly what another person needs from you. Maybe you are very good to explain things, bringing order or seeing connections. Other people may say, when you explain it to me, I finally understand it. Or maybe you know how to give people courage, how to calm them, and how to reconnect them with their own strength. Creativity can also be part of this through words, pictures, music, or your voice. You may touch something in people that goes much deeper than simple entertainment. Your gift does not always show itself through what you do best. Sometimes it shows itself through what happens in other people when they are with you. Do people feel clearer after speaking with you, calmer, more seen? Do they reconnect with themselves? Then pay close attention, because your soul plan does not only show you what your purpose is, it also shows you how you are meant to touch this world. Sign number 4. Your deepest wound shows you your purpose. Not every painful experience automatically becomes your purpose, but very often there is a special depth, understanding, or strength hidden inside that experience that you may later pass on to others. Maybe you have felt invisible for most of your life. You were ignored, not taken seriously, and learned to hold back your truth. Then part of your soul plan may be to help others find their voice and stand up for themselves. Or maybe you have gone through a time of deep exhaustion, grief, or complete confusion. You know what it feels like when nothing seems to support you anymore. And because of that, you may later be able to guide people through similar times. Not because you only understand it in theory, but because you have lived it yourself. Maybe you also had to take on a lot of responsibility very early in your life and spent many years taking care of somebody else. Then your experience may lead you to help others to set boundaries and stop losing themselves. The important thing is this: your wound does not become part of your soul plan simply because it hurt you. It becomes part of your path because of what you understood, developed, and transformed through it. Compassion, clarity, courage, or the ability to truly understand another person in a place where you once stood yourself. I often see these themes in the birth chart as well. They can appear as karmic patterns that your soul wants to transform in this lifetime. So your deepest wound does not only show you what still needs healing, it also shows you where you carry a special gift and where you can have a powerful effect on others. Sometimes even an illness can become part of your soul plan. not as a punishment, but as a deep experience that transforms you and later helps you become a guide for others who are going through something similar. Your deepest wound can become your greatest gift because you can understand and support people exactly where you once stood yourself. Sign number 5. Now we come to the sign that most people completely misunderstand. Maybe you admire someone who works freely, is visible, lives creatively, supports other people, or bravely follows their own path. And maybe there is not only admiration, maybe you also feel envy, resistance, or this short painful thought, why is this person living something that I do not allow myself to live? Most people feel ashamed of this feeling. They think there is something wrong with them. But the opposite is true. This envy can be one of the most honest guides your soul can give you, because you do not envy someone for something that has nothing to do with you. You only react so strongly because this person is showing you something that already exists within you and is waiting to be lived. Maybe it is not their success that touches you, but their freedom, their courage to show it to the world. Not their visibility maybe, but the fact that they allow themselves to be fully who they are. Maybe you look at someone and think, I would love to work like that. I would love to speak like that. I would love to live like that. And in the next moment, you explain to yourself why it is not possible for you. You are too old, too unsure, not prepared enough. You do not have the right conditions. But this resistance is proof that you have already recognized your own truth. The other person is not your competition. They are a messenger from your own soul, a mirror that your soul places in front of you, not to show you what you are missing, but to remind you of what also exists within you. I know this from my own story. When I recognized my psychic gifts, one of the most important steps was allowing myself to call myself a medium. I kept thinking I cannot simply call myself that, because we have learned first you have to pass an exam and only then you are allowed to use a title. But when it comes to your soul plan, this is what truly matters. Do not wait for permission from the outside. You have to allow yourself to be who you are. No one else can do that for you. On an energetic level, this means you first have to move into the energy from which you want to live and work. It means behaving now like the person you want to become would behave. You could also say, fake it till you make it. You are allowed to step into the role of the person you want to be before you have fully become the person. So look honestly. Who do you admire? Who may even make you feel envious? And what quality is this person living? Freedom, visibility, leadership, creativity, healing, the courage to live their own truth? Which of these qualities also wants to be lived through you? The moment you answer this question honestly, everything begins to change. Because then you stop only admiring other people and begin to live your own life. And when you ignore all of this for too long, the body may begin to speak. In my work as a healer, I often see that when people do not live their soul plan for a long time, their body eventually reacts. Because your body is an expression of your soul. Exhaustion, physical symptoms, or even a serious illness can be a wake-up call. A clear message, something is not right, stop, pay attention. Often we are then forced to step out of our normal life and reconnect with ourselves. I have seen this several times. A person receives a serious diagnosis, for example, a malignant tumor. And at some point in the middle of this crisis, they realize, I have been living against my own soul plan for years. The moment they begin to follow their true path again, something very deep starts to change within them. And I have seen that this change can sometimes even show itself in the body. I'm not saying that a person is responsible for their own illness, and your soul plan can never replace medical care. But the body can be a very honest messenger of your soul. And when you begin to truly live your own life, your true life, this can become a powerful part of your healing journey, together with everything that is medically important for you. If you recognize yourself in several of these signs, then it is very likely not a coincidence. Maybe you already feel that your soul wants to guide you in a new direction. But between this inner knowing and the question of how to turn it into your real path, there is often still a big gap. It is not enough to simply know. There is a longing. There is a gift. There is something that wants to come into this world through me. The important question is, what does this mean for your real life? What is truly your path? And how can you follow it without making yourself small again, without doubting yourself, and without returning to your old life after a short time? If you say it is time to finally find your soul plan and truly live it, then this is exactly where I can support you. In a free first consultation with my team, we look together at where you are right now, how you can gain deep insight into your own soul plan, and which next step would truly make sense for you. Because it is not only about knowing something about your soul plan. It is about actually living it. You will find the link for the free first consultation below this video. And maybe this conversation is exactly the next step your soul is showing you right now. And share this important video with your friends or family. And give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I love you.